Hey guys, welcome back to my craft room and back to another Saturday. So you know what that means? Another Girls Just Want to Have Sun Collab project, which is our farmhouse or summer farmhouse projects. So I am going around a jar right now with some E6000 and a little bit of hot glue just to keep it down while I wrap it. Just trying to make it easier on myself to get it to stay. So I'm just alternating hot glue and then E6000. And I am using a short and stout little jar. It's actually a salsa jar that I just took the label off. But you could use a mason jar and that would work perfectly. And that would even add a little bit more of a farmhouse rustic look as if you did a mason jar. But because this is going to be a silverware / utensil holder, I want it to be a little bit more of a wide mouth and shorter. So I'm just going to bud that up against my previous line there of twine. Make sure we're sticking real good. And then bring it up pretty tight against that previous hold. And I've got that E6000 on there, so you can just poke it right on in there. And then just take your glue strings off every time you wrap it around. If you want a more permanent hold, then you could do E6000 all the way around. But the hot glue holds pretty well, and then with the E6000 there, it keeps it pretty steady once it dries. So I'm going to finish wrapping this and then we'll move on to the next part. So I will see you guys then. Alright, so now that we have all of our twine wrapped around, you could also use rope or burlap. It kind of just is whatever you have on hand. I'm going to take some yellow paint because we are going to turn it into a lemon jar. A lemon utensil holder or silverware holder, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to get my paintbrush. We're just going to paint over that twine. And it doesn't matter if you have any like glue strings or anything, it's just going to add to it. Going to make it more cool and rustic-y looking. Pretty cool, huh? I've just been loving the whole lemon farmhouse look. And this one I think kind of really is like the epitome of summer farmhouse. It's gonna look great on our table for our summer party. You're gonna want to use a paintbrush that you're not gonna really, you know, miss or worry if it gets a little beat up since it's going on the twine. Your bristles are gonna get a little sprayed. Or if you already have a brush that you use for like not the nicest projects, that would be good for this one. See, it's looking so good. Oh my word. I mean, it would have looked good with just the jute too, but I wanted to like embody the essence of a lemon. Get a little bit more yellow. Oops. And then if you ever just get some on your jar, just take your finger and wipe that off. Make sure we're clean, because we're going to be painting above there. Alright, once you feel like you've got a pretty good coverage, you can go ahead and either let it sit and dry, so probably about an hour would be good, or you can take your heat tool or hair dryer, put it on low. You don't want to put it on high heat if you used hot glue, so then that's going to mess it up. Cleaning out my brush. So I will do a little bit of heat tool for you. So you're just going to want to keep turning it. You don't want it to sit on one spot. So I'm going to go ahead and keep heating this until it's dry, and I'll be right back. So once you have your paint dried, you're going to want to let your jar cool down quite a bit, so you're not having to compete your paint with the heat, and then with also the glass. Alright, I'm going to take a little bit of that yellow and mix in some white. Get my brush kind of unstuck. Oh my gosh. If you don't use your brushes after a while, they get kind of hard, and you just gotta wake them up. I'm gonna add some white to that, just to give it a little paler of a color. That'll be perfect. But of course, you know, any shade you want to do is fine. I just wanted to do kind of like a baby yellow, just a little bit of a different yellow. I'm actually gonna take some of that paint off. And we are going to just paint a teardrop. Get my outline, and then go back in and fill it in. So basically we're making the seeds of the lemon. You can make them as big and as wide as you want. You could even do them white if you want. You don't have to do them a pale yellow. I'm just going to alternate direction as well. And then if you could do this in lime or watermelon. I'm just going to keep twisting my jar. Making sure there's no blank spots where I can see into the jar. You can make them as pointy as you want. If you're really worried about, you know, messing it up or whatever, you can always do vinyl and then just use a die cut to do some tear shapes or diamonds. Not diamonds. What was I saying? I guess a diamond would work. You just have to circle the bottom. And make sure when you're twisting it around, don't get your fingers in the seeds you already painted. That would be a disaster. That would be so sad. Especially if you got one like perfect. Oh, that would be such a pain. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and finish these up, and then I will come back and show you how to finish it up. Alright, so we are all painted. And if you feel like you've messed them up before it dries, just take a baby wipe to it and you can pull it off, or just wipe it off really easy, and then redo your seed. Alright, so to seal it, You're actually going to need some clear nail polish. You're just going to do a layer right over your seed. If you feel like you don't really need to seal it, like if it's just going to stay inside, it's not going to really be handled very much, you don't need to seal it. So you just go over each petal. Why did I say petal? Seed. I mean, they look like petals, but... got a little extra on that one. There we go. Don't need much. You could also use an acrylic spray paint, but I figure since, you know, they're just so little spots, such little spots, you don't really need to do the whole thing. I mean, if you wanted this part to be sealed as well, then by all means use the spray paint, but don't really need to. Also, there is the variety that if you wanted to, you could do glitter. See if I can open this without getting it all over the place. We know how that always ends up. I've got some gold, but you can also use yellow if you wanted to. So I'm just going to take the clear nail polish and go just do a few dabs over one of the seeds. Take a pinch of the glitter and put it over it. Shake off the excess. And then go back over the glitter with the nail polish. Just dab it over. You don't want to smear because then that'll move your glitter out of the way. So I'm just going to do a few glittered. You could put a piece of paper down if you don't want glitter everywhere. And just dab on nail polish to just lock the glitter in there. This one doesn't want to have any on it. There we go. Just kind of alternating between 4 or 5 seeds. Got glitter everywhere. Let's put that cap on before it spills everywhere. So then, since we've got glitter everywhere, just take your wet paper towel, or you could do a wipey. I normally just do a wipey. Make sure your last guy is dry, so that one's still a little tacky. So you want to make sure it's completely dry before you take your wipey to it, or else it's just gonna make a huge mess. You do not want to deal with tacky nail polish. And not just really bad looking nail polish. So I'm going to clean this up and then I'll be back to show you the final product. Alright, once all the excess glitter is out, you could leave it as is and just take your silverware and place it in there. Of course, I'll leave photos at the end so you can see what it looks like. Or you could take some wax paper, cinch it in the center. Here, let me see if I can do this a little bit better for you. So pull up in the center and then smush it down. Hopefully that makes sense. And then put it in. Make sure it fills in all the way around. And then you can put your silverware right in the center. And that gives it an extra pop to your yellow. But of course, either way looks good. You could even wrap some twine around your silverware or even around the jar itself and make a little bow. It's so cute and customizable. Such a great addition to a barbecue or any kind of summer party. Alright guys, there is my craft for today. I will leave photos at the end so you can see the full glory of the lemons. And don't forget to head on over to everybody else in the collab. I will leave the links in the description box down below. And don't forget to come back next Saturday for another summer farmhouse decor or party item. And I hope you guys are having a crazy day. Good crazy, not bad crazy. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys!